Bonsoir. Bonsoir Thomas. Of course we're gonna address that. We're doing it right now actually. GB. Yes, episode 1 of me hijacking your holiday because of mine being cancelled. Hey Mick, you don't know how much how right you are. Yeah, I'm good now. Thank you, Ryan. Hello Nick. Bonsoir Daniel. Good evening Digler Dirk. Hello Rufan. Bonsoir Rutan. Rutan. Do you know what Rut means in French? Roof? Yes you did, Daniel. What might we be listening to right now, huh? Salut Chris. Hello Frank. Hello Steve. If only snakes had a belly, huh? Salut Christophe. Philippe. Philippe, I'm always... Yeah. PG. Hello Ed. Pun intended, right? Hello 808. Most indeed. Hello Sean. Arundelway from Wolf Eyes, recording in 2000, or I don't know when, but this was released in 2005. An Indian or a Nepalese family of snake charmers. In an alley in Kathmandu, Nepal. Still pretty easy to find, or pretty cheap record, considering how special it is. Field recordings of snake charmers. How often do you get these records, huh? Salut Sean, another Sean. Sean and I were talking about Arundelway earlier today, so here's the connection. Hello Calden. So welcome everyone. This is gonna be... yeah, this is my my sad, stuck stream. Let's hope we have a fun stream. I'm pretty tired from everything, so I don't know if I do the whole 2.5 hours, but at least let's aim for 2 hours and see from where I go from there. But I got a couple of really cool new arrivals. I previewed this morning when I tried to to address the issue. So please tell me how it sounds, because by now, 5 minutes and a half in, the noise should be back unless I've fixed this issue. And no, I don't see no one complaining, so seems yeah, exactly. The glitching static. That was quite appropriate. I named last week's stream about yeah, some demonic connections, and there you see. Hello Stéphane, cheers, yeah. Mitri, hello. Yeah, you guys tell me if the weird sound comes back, but I spent 2 hours today trying to fix it. Someone from StreamYard helped me a little bit, but not all the way, unfortunately, but yeah, we'll see. I remember buying this record in Canada, of all places, in Toronto, doing the rounds of the record stores there around 2013, and yeah, I wasn't that familiar with Arundelway back then. I knew who he was, I knew about Wolf Eyes, but I wasn't, I didn't build any personal connections. Arundelway is, in my book, one of the few pure noise artists who manages to pull it off, meaning that he can do a pure, like, harsh noise record that could be appealing to someone who is not into that kind of music at all, doesn't have any of the grammar, and would maybe, probably even, I would go as far go to say that he would be allergic to this kind of sounds, but he can pull it off. This has nothing to do with what he's doing, except that I see Faust in the head now saying, oh, okay. Ah, yeah, I can teach you a little bit. All right. Now a record I thought I didn't need. Who needs a record, huh? I guess I do. Again, I wouldn't say like get all of his records, but he's worth looking into, finding your own entry door into his discography and thus into noise if you're not that familiar with the style. I would suggest to get his album from 3 years ago. That one with the blue cover and like a doll on the cover. I'm sure Sean Coldstrain can put the name, the title of the record in the comments. Hello Angela, nice to see you. Salut Arsène. Hello Ryan Anderson and the Bunk. X. Ah, La Face Cachée, yeah, très bon, très très bon. Very good record store in France, in northern France. I fix the problem. I never even saw the snake, I just felt the bite and that was pretty bad. Oh yeah, that's it, yeah, the gag file. The Arundelway record I personally recommend. Hello Mark. Thank you, yes. I feel pretty good. Hello Rosé. Tu fais le twin? I just played the Snake Charmer record. Literally. Yeah, we'll be gentle. So now, yeah, a record I thought I didn't need. I've got it some time ago now. I didn't play it yet. It's a record that was originally released in the late 80s, early 90s. Not a terribly good record in my opinion. This is a collection of live recordings from Nurse's Wound, which was originally released, as I said, I think in the early 90s, Bar Mal d'Aurore. Mal d'Aurore, the famous Les Chants de Mal d'Aurore, one of the earliest surreal literature texts. But this was originally released as an LP. This is a double LP, as you can see, very bluntly. What makes this special is that it has a bunch of additional live tracks, including a recent one, the one we're playing now. It's a fun cover, by the way. And this is Bagpipe Gestation, featuring Stephen Stapleton, Andrew Lyles, Christopher Heman, Colin Potter, Matthew Valdron, Timo van Luc. Recorded in Ghent, June 2007. The issue with those early Nurse's Wound live recordings is that by the late 80s, Nurse's Wound has decided that he was not going to perform live anymore because he didn't enjoy it. He didn't manage to do performances that lived up to his expectations and to his studio recordings. Of course, that changed in 2004, 2005, and he's been touring all over the world fairly often since then. And this is one such recording, and I think this is pretty good. Like Nurse's Wound, weirdness, ambient, collage. Of course, this is the current Nurse's Wound Superstar All-Star formation with the addition of Christophe Heman from Mirror, Organum, and Timo van Luc, La Scie Dorée. Yeah, well, that was the one I didn't have for that reason. This is not a transparent version. This is sounds pretty good for considering what it is. One is silver black and the other is white silver. Hello Jim, thank you. So one might ask, where are the bagpipes? Huh? So yeah, that's pretty intense. Oh, that would be quite crazy Carpenter movie. Oh, yeah. It's a wonderful text that has inspired so many musicians and artists, and yeah. There's a good English translation. It is Steppenwolf, the demon, not the band. Bonsoir, Liam. Yeah. But do you agree, Steve, that the original, the selection is the sound quality and all that? It's not a must-have Nurse's Wound. Already the insiders talk, huh? No, I don't know that. That's a pretty crazy name, Christopher. I don't know what you're saying, Ruben. Here are the bagpipes that fixed it. It wasn't lying. Probably. That's where I got mine from. Are you quoting Discogs, Christopher? Salut Marius. Guten Abend, Michael. Now, here's a cheap jazz record. I know some of you come here solely for that. Well, I say cheap. Let me double check, just in case. Oh, someone already bought one of the copies of the Snake Charmer record on Discogs. Okay, I'm so sorry. I thought this was a super cheap record because I bought it for like $5. Oh my god, I'm stupid, I'm sorry. Oh no, there's probably cheaper versions. Oh, Discogs is down. Ooh, interesting. Discogs is down while I'm streaming. I hope we have nothing to do with that, huh? Oh no, it's an expensive record. But it's a wonderful record, sorry guys. This is Johnny Diani with John Chikai and Dudu Pukmwana. I was thinking about this record today because I still haven't repaired my collapsed shelves, so the records are a bit scattered. And this morning, when I was attempting to fix the issue, the technical issue of the stream, someone from South Africa came and helped. Yeah, South Africa. Fantastic little record that's not a little record anymore. Vinyl Dreamscape, Sean, thank you for the tip. And Thomas, thank you for the great tip. Thank you so much. And Gidget as well. Off to a good start tonight. If you guys like Sean, Thomas and Gidget want to support the channel, tip your DJ of the night, there's a link in the description of the video where you can, if you feel like it and you can afford it, that's always helpful. It all comes back into the stream, into the new discoveries. Some of the which I will play tonight that like I can't wait. All right. All right. Yeah, I didn't do my homework, I didn't check before, but yeah, at least you know, you can hear now that it's worth getting. That's the reason for why this one, and there's 4 tracks and they're all different and they're all great. Really good, like spiritual jazz. But yeah, there's some, yeah. Hello Roger. Yeah, very, very different. The Witch Doctor's Son, an album by Johnny Diani with John Chikai and Dudu Pukwana. And some others, I think, yeah. Alfredo do Nascimento on guitar, Luis Schwim Carlos de Sequeira on drums, Mohamed Al-Jabri on congas and percussions. This was recorded in March 15, 1978. It doesn't say where it was recorded. I believe it probably is in Denmark. Thomas, if you're here. Yes, indeed. South African, if I remember correctly. No, maybe not. Pierre Dorch. See, this is one of these records that was on the shelves that I play every now and then, but I don't pay too much attention about how its position in jazz history and collectability. It's just I knew it was a nice record that no one really cared about. I used to see this quite often in bargain bins. There'll be quite some jazz tonight. Yeah. It's funny because I haven't posted on the Instagram for a long time now, a very long time. And I see my friends there, Alex, Dom, Chris Cole, and Benoit, others, post all these great records. Most of them I have, some I don't. And I think, what's the point? So everyone is like, it's all the same in a way. And it's not. When I look at my shelves, I always find stuff that like, never heard anyone talk about that. Like this record. Yeah, Luis Morolo. Apparently, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty. It is monotonous because like basically it's a groove with some soloing from the saxophone and some ad-libbing, which I'm like you, totally fine with me. Check a little bit for the next record. So I don't tell you guys it's a cheap record and suddenly everyone is disappointed. Thank you, Sean Colstrain, for leaving a little tip in the coffee jar. Much appreciated, Sean. And now I realize why I can't find your email. I constantly write your name wrong. But email me, huh? No, but we'll go into that territory eventually. Okay, maybe. But maybe something even more exciting in that same realm of things. And I'll play. I guess I'll wait a little before I play like the big, the big record of tonight. Hello, Rast. Nice to see you. Guten Abend. See how now the whole focus is on the guitar, like almost sneakily. I mean, I could play other tracks from that record because it's a fantastic record from start to end, but the next record I just checked and it's still quite affordable. With one of the most beautiful songs ever in my world by one of the most fabulous artists of the past 50 years. It's funny because, well, he's not even featured on that song. With a great guitar, I mean, you'll see. Hello, I'm the Dead. God kväll. Thank you. It has happened one time before at least. Guten Abend, Florian. Florian des Landes. No. I hope we maybe see Tom Réchion tonight. I sent him a message. Alright, next one I fully expect Jose to immediately say what it is, but Stefan probably as well. This is the soundtrack to one of the best music movie ever. And yes, Sound of Minder is correct. This is the soundtrack to Step Across the Border, a movie documenting a Frith and Friend tour of the world. It's a double LP. And that song is just... Hello Loki. Yeah, but this is Frith's recording, not playing. This is a duo. Musicians I don't even know, but this song I know. This song has been part of my world for over 20 years. I discovered this in the mid-90s. I'll let it go a little bit more so you see some of the rest. Yeah. I did needed to download a few things, and I did a lot of testing too, to be sure. But now it's all good. Yeah, I remember when I discovered the soundtrack. It was I was still into indie rock, and that was actually I never thought about it that way. But that was an early entry door into jazz for me, even if it's not jazz. No, because Or maybe, but it's just CDs, unfortunately. And and believe me and Jose are working against that. I love that record. I just did a literally video showing my 10 most listened records and they were all CDs. Yeah. Piste means track, fan. Alright. I love how Frith can ingest humor in music without it being ironic. Cool. Because CD. Yeah. Totally, like that would be so good and so scary. So these features, talking about Tzadik, John Zorn is of course featured there, with Zina Parkins, Bob Ostertag, Bill Laswell, René Lucier, Fred Meyer, Lasse Holmer, Tim Hodgkinson, Tom Cora, and a bunch of musicians I don't know actually from the Eastern Bloc. Iva Bitova, Aino Hapala, Finnish name, Hako, Eitetsu Hayashi, Pavel Feist. I will say that one time Frith was performing in, right outside of Paris, 6 days in a row. I went the first, like he was playing first solo, then he was conducting a piece that he has created with a local orchestra, a French orchestra from Marseille, the Conservatoire de Marseille, and after the Monday performance, which I attended each single day after that one, because seeing Frith live solo guitar, it's always the same and it's always different, and it's always, if you can do it, do yourself a favor and go catch him live, because Frith's solo guitar, he's so playful, so skilled, and so beautiful music. He uses the volume pedal a lot. He's one of the masters of that. I've discussed that a little bit about the Naked CD album on Tzadik, Absinthe. But yeah, Frith live, solo, or even with others, it's just a treat. And Frith, originally of Henry Cow fame. and art beers as well. So yeah, well, it's what would a STunty stream be without the weekly Asmusticians record? This is one of these projects, Werkbund, that Asmusticians has denied apparently that it's him, but it's so obvious. I think you can't see. Okay, so again, for those who don't know, Asmustician from Hamburg, a port city by the sea. He has an obsession with the sound of water in different contexts. When you know it and you listen to this, I guess it gives you another dimension. It gives the music another dimension, and there are some hidden messages. Of course, if you look closely at the cover, let's see if I can show it. No, you can't see it, but there's like, it's a grey-blue cover, and there's a very slightly darker ship image on the cover. No, you can't see it. Oh yeah, he plays the violin too, that's true. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Faust. I love these records, the 2 volumes, but having seen him live quite a few times, it can't compare. It's so much better live. Yeah, I'm close to do my full, complete selection of Asmustician's discography on vinyl. So, yeah. Yeah. Hey, Joe. She needs to hurry then. He's not getting younger. The one Steve is talking about is quite tough to find. This one, you have this one then, Steve. This one was tough to find as well. Yeah, because, as I said, for me it's not I'm against CDs, it's basically, it's the Pandora box. I used to buy CDs and vinyl, and I decided to stop to buy CDs because otherwise, with my personality, like trying to figure out everything that I can, is too much. Then I wouldn't have any life. So and I would struggle to be able to eat as well, probably. Well, you know, it's not totally true, Sean, because some of my Werkbund, Asmusticians records and affiliates, no copy available on Discogs, except that some people have it in their collection, and I contacted them and asked, like, can we do a deal? And sometimes you have to be resourceful. That way. Yeah, it's just super trippy music, but it has such a strong harmonic dimension, at least one that really resonates with me. Yeah, that's what it is now. You're correct, Dave. It could be good though, because the gear they have, the sounds. Well, I'm missing the first two ones, Steve, of Werkbund, and then I'm done with Asmus. And they're not the best ones, but they're good. And there I got tricked. Okay, let's hope for the best then. See, here's a little wave motif on the label. Very discreet. Double wave, side 2. Steve, do you have the Merchild von Leutsch 2 LPs? These ones? Because these two, they were really hard to get. They were the hardest. It's not that good though, Steve, is it? But is it miles above the others, Stefan? Please say no. Yeah. I mean, that's a good compromise for sure. But then again, I don't have all his vinyl because I'm not a completist. I only get the ones I like. He did 2 albums on a Swedish label that I don't like. He did 2 or 3 albums on Esplendoro Geometrical Records. There's one I really like, I played, and the 2 others not for me. No, or I don't think he is, but they're friends for sure. Salut Nightmare, nice to see you. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Metallic, aquatic, drone-ish. I see how you could have been fooled that way, Ed. Well, this is probably one of the best record covers ever, but also the worst. This is indeed the cover. Willem Breuker with Leo Kupers on piano and Willem on soprano sax, tenor sax, clarinet, bass clarinet. 1974 on the Bivast label. It's a fantastic record of like free improv that actually has some kind of, it's not a hit, but it's kind of catchy. Elodis. Nice to see you. Yeah, thank you. Exactly. But no, Jose, you can't always have the last word. This is the best cover ever. I mean, come on. Have you ever seen anything like that? All the love for this now, huh? Deserved. Let's have something a little easygoing after that. I don't know if this is a cheap record. It used to be not cheap but not expensive, like 30 euro record. That I bought it 3 times to get a good copy, and I haven't checked. So I don't know if it's obvious to some, including this, but one of the big influences of Willem Breuker is klezmer music. He often uses like quite repetitive patterns in his music. He's a quite worth investigating fellow. I don't hear many people talk about him. Willem Breuker, but yeah, he has quite a few records that are, I wouldn't say like stunner, like obvious stunners, but he has something quite special. He manages to make quite minimalist, repetitive, free improv jazz in a way that doesn't feel like a treason to the concept. And he managed to be catchy sometimes, which is not really what you expect from free improv. Are you talking about Asmus Titchen still, or Willem Breuker now? On this one, I wouldn't say it's the most obvious one, but still. Next is a record that was released in 1996, I believe. I bought it the day of release at the Rough Trade shop in Paris. It's a record I used to love and play a lot, but I'm not sure about it now. Let's see.
I had to like open the bruise up and let some of the blues blood come out to show them.
Cool, that was Willem Breuker with Leo Cooper duo. Leo Cooper, Cuyepers. With, despite José's best opposition, this is the coolest cover ever for a vinyl record, in my opinion. Salut Rich, nice to see you. Yeah, Leo Cuypers, a really, really crazy pianist. And see how well it goes with now I'm mixing the two records together, of course. This is one record in a series of 4 that all came out within 1 week apart from each other in 1996, connected to one of the most important band of the 90s, and who probably released the most important album of 96 when it was released, if I remember correctly the year. I'm sure someone recognized this. I was kind of thinking about you this when I chose it.
Come out to show them.
Oh yeah, software on the... Yeah. I have some software here actually. Kind of, yeah. Stephanie is very, very close. There's one that is a picture disc software, which is the one with the tune. Software have one tune that is like so far above all the others. But interesting project. So yeah, this is Tortoise. The remix series. City Slang. City Slang was the European label for Tortoise. They were on Thrill Jockey in the US, and in Europe they were on City Slang, which is how we got this Tortoise remix by Uncle. Uncle, the boss of Mowax. Sorry about the sound. And this is a record I think it's an EP, but it's a long version. I'm pretty sure it's a record you can find for nothing. And I believe this is the only place you can find this on vinyl, which is quite nice. Let's see. Yeah, there's a copy for. Yeah, you can find this for less than $10 for sure. So there's one remix by Uncle, which we're listening to, and one remix by John McIntyre himself of Tortoise. Yeah, City Slang were a pretty cool label. Like for the first part of the 90s, it was one of the really good labels. Even if a lot of what they did was European versions of American records. Actually, some of these, it's not fair, it's selling them short, because it was not a European pressing, like they were actively producing these records as well. Oh yeah, absolutely. Uncle is an interesting musician, the guy who does the remix here. Okay, so he founded Mowax, the label for trip hop or like left field hip hop, like one of the most avant-garde label of the 90s. Like if we're talking about Banksy today, it's in a large part due to Mowax. And he had a couple of songs that were quite good, but he did an album that were too much, like too many featurings. But yeah, he was good. Oops. Okay, so you guys were talking about Tangerine Dream. Oh yeah. Well, he became a thinker. But yeah, Songs of a Dead Dreamer, inspired by William Burroughs, right? Or Philip K. Dick. No, William Burroughs, yeah. That was something important at the time. Hello Marcella, nice to see you. Oh, and we hit the first hour, so that's when I remind you to, if you do, click the like, the thumbs up button on the video. That's always helpful. And if you're not watching this live, leave a comment to continue the conversation. And if you like it and want to support the channel and you can afford it, of course, you can always you can leave a little tip in the Ko-fi jar link in the description of the video. That's always helpful. This is how a lot of the new releases that I present to you can happen. So let's see if I'm trying to present you a record that is unaffordable or not. It's a great record. It used to be dirt cheap. And it's still quite cheap, but not many copies available. Ooh. All right. Huh. So this could be a race now, huh? Yeah, this is one of these records that I guess some of you are coming here for. I'm pretty sure my friend Chris Cole knows about that record. It's on a pretty cool label from the US, 1750 Arch Records. Jed, the Tortoise song, one of the best songs. Bruce by God, mix by Uncle. There's a series of 4 EPs like that. Here's one featuring remixes by Oval, who were on Frill Jockey in the US. There's one with Luke Vibert and one by Spring Hill Jack, I think. Yes. Yeah, you guys were talking about Tangerine Dream, so yeah, the problem is solved. This is a record for you, Dom, by the way, I think. 3 copies on Discogs. I assume all in the US. Yes. And all very affordable. Michael McNabb, computer music. This is a record from 1983. And this is the only LP by Michael McNabb, which is probably why most people don't know him. He used to do art installations, performances, as you can maybe guess from this. But it's just an all-around great, beautiful little album. Okay, some comments I missed, sorry. Yeah, that would be for you, Radio Gnome, I guess, as well. Probably, but like most of the when you find copies of this, they're usually sealed and mint because no one bought this back then. Yeah, it's see, yeah, I knew this one. It's the right price for such a fun little record. And yeah, all the tracks are interesting in my opinion. There, we finally found one. Not completely. I grew up on Louis Armstrong, to be honest. Okay. Interesting, Rufan. So you're a mono girl. Not by choice. Actually, I also do. There, yeah. Parfait. Now time to leave a tip, guys. If you buy a record, if you find something, that's a good reason to leave a tip to your DJ. Oh wow. Will you go? You should, huh? So let's see. Okay, all the copies of the previous record are sold now. Oh my god. There we go. So what are we listening to now? Jose, are you still here? This came out with the insert from Hamster Records. Hamster Records, I believe Steve was talking about a collaborator of Asmus Titchens. Huh? You can get Chrome sample cassettes. If you got this, you filled it in. Stevie Moore, Ver. There's one song on this that I want to play. I have to find it on the track listing. Stevie Moore is an outsider. I guess in is the indie version of Yandek, because Yandek is in his own category. But this guy is extremely productive. He's done like an ungodly amount of records, and I don't think they're all good, obviously. But this one is fantastic, and there's a bunch of others. All in all, at one point I owned 12 records of his. Now I think I own 4 or 5, and I'm really happy with all of them. I don't know if you can figure out the lyrics, but he's pretty good. Salut Julia. A marketing scheme where I don't make any money apart from if you guys play the game, huh? Let's see. And here we go. Thank you, Samir, for leaving a little tip in the coffee jar. Yeah, some odd disco here and there. There will be. So, wait a second. Now listen to the lyrics of that track. Yeah, there are comps of him. Good night, Liam. Have a nice sleep. Mosquito. Mucho mata. He's so yeah. Well, I have the one on Mosquito. I can't find it here. I have also 7-inch with Brian Gizin, but these two are amazing. This one was reissued, I believe. I don't think this one. I even have a copy of he used to be in a band with his wife, and here it is, the two of them, and he customized. He did that for me. The whole siren, the mermaid thing on the cover, like beware of the mermaids. And that was when he was not so sure about my girlfriend from the time. We used to be quite close. Maybe I'll play some. So for those who don't follow, here are the lyrics of that track. There is no God in America. Just amazing. And so true. Or Discogs and some others, huh? Oops. Okay, now a record that is gonna go straight into Dom's want list because there's no copy of it available, and I'll play both sides. This was so far maybe the most exciting dig of the year for me. Like the one I anticipated the most, and the story how I got it is pretty funny. I'll tell you in a second. I'm just reading the comments. Hello, G. Harris. My filing, yeah. Well, it's memory. I don't really. I tend to put the albums from an artist together, and then I have some associations that are only my own. And that's how I find most of the records, and then kind of from memory. And also sometimes I don't find them because I don't know where I put them, which I'm okay with. Yeah, that one was straight for you, Sean. Yeah. I'm not sure it's gonna be much more than an intro, but this is... So this record was on my want list since the early days of Discogs, so almost 20 years. It wasn't a priority, it was just one of these records like I wanted to listen to it, because it could be interesting considering the people involved. It's a 10-inch American from the 70s. And over the years, I kept missing it. I kept realizing also that other people were interested in that record. Not many, mind you, but yeah, the way I kept missing it was quite a good clue on how this is something I need. And there's no, like, at the beginning of this year I decided to take an active stand on getting it when there were no copies available, and one of the artists behind it told me that he doesn't even have a copy himself of this. So as I do sometimes, I just got in touch with everyone on Discogs who claim they have it in their collection, or who have even put a rating. And no one wanted to sell their copy. And quite a few of the people who had it in their collection actually admitted they don't even have it. Until someone said, yeah, I have it, but it's not going anywhere. I love that record to death. But actually I think I saw a copy of it in a record store here in Los Angeles last week. And so he gave me the name of the shop. And I asked my friend Jim from Record Collector News to give them a call. He told me, oh, I know that shop, they give me discounts. And he went there and told them, would you by any chance have this record? And they were like, what? It's not even in the shop, like how do you? And he kind of explained the story, and long story short, he got it for me. I wrote an article for him. And he bought a record for me, sent it with a bunch of other records that I didn't ask for, but it was pretty funny. I'll show you one. This is Still Life. It's a very cool cover. Drums, Dennis Duck, who used to be in the Duets. Guitar and bass, Michael John Fink, who did amazing 10-inch on Blue... what's the name of Cold Blue Records. Organ clarinet, Le Don Bemer. I'm not sure. I have some records featuring him. Drums, Tom Rection. Pedal steel guitar, Chas Smith, whom I love and have all his records. So this is a Los Angeles Free Music Society project, a one-off. Thankfully I got it for a little cheaper than that. Not much, but still. I was ready to pay that. This track is amazing. The other side is even better. Guitar work there is so nice. I think you can listen to this track on YouTube, but now you can listen to them here with me, which I hope is nice enough. Oh, sorry, Dom. I didn't mean to bully you, but yeah, thank you, much appreciated. Dom left a nice tip in the coffee jar. If anyone wants to or feels and can afford to do that, always good. Thank you, Dom. Oh my god, that track is so good. Jim, I told him, if sure, you can listen to it, and he was quite surprised. He told me like he listened to it quite a lot, and so much so that it took him a while to send it to me, which is fair enough. He couldn't know that I was about to die from a snake bite, and I could have missed listening to it. But let me play the other track, because this one is nice, very nice. Spacey, elegiac, cyclic, little nugget, but the other one, phew. Quite different, and yet, yeah, as I was saying, yeah, Tom plays percussions as well. He plays the drums on this, but there's two drums. psychedelic proto-punk. Bunk, maybe I play some of the Ramuchumata then, huh? No, it was in the fat, in the back. So the worst I was risking was necrose, but not in the. Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, this is a stunning track. At first I was more in love with the first one I played, but this LOD. Yeah, my first visit to Germany, to Berlin, when I have a lot of time on my hand, where I could visit more than 50 record stores, and I had this goal of getting all the Karl-Heinz Stockhausen records I wanted. And yeah, Germany is not the best place to find German records. It's not the worst. Yeah, the band is called Still Life, in one word, with 2 L's. Quite rare. As I was telling you, like when I talked, when Tom Rechon stepped into our little corner of the YouTube world, I was like, can you please help me source a copy? And he told me he doesn't even have one. Oh, that record is absolutely fantastic. The soundtrack to a movie he did that was only issued like 7 years ago or so. Stefan, correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me if this was released on 480. I'm not surprised. It's just a piece of paper. With a fold. It's a 10-inch record. And it's the only release by them. Yes, as I was saying, this is one of my top 3 finds of the year. One of the others being the second Giuseppe Moicchi album. I played last week or 2 weeks ago the third one. That was quite something, but this... 24 hours. Mucho Mata. Here you can see pictures of art by his brother, Gordon Mata Clark, who invented, or he came up with the concept of like it was in the mid-70s, where he was cutting buildings in half to show some of the structure and architectures in New York mostly, but also in France. They were both the sons of Ricardo Mata, the famous Chilean French surrealist painter, artist. And Ramucho, he was a musician, he was hanging out with his brother in New York. He became Laurie Anderson's personal assistant, which means that he was basically in charge of learning how to use and program the synclavier for her. He was also hanging out with the Talking Heads in New York, and Don Cherry, he played in the subway with him. He produced an album by Don Cherry, and Don Cherry is featured on many of his records. Yeah, this features Kyako on saxophones and flute, great French Ahmed Kawa on tablas. Ramucho is playing guitars, vocals, marimba, melodia, sansa, electronics. This was released in '85. Really nice little record. Thank you, Christopher. Basically, yeah, he was kind of like, he was a punk in a way, but interested in other stuff than what usually punks are. Well, yeah, probably. These records, you used to find them very easily in Paris. No one really cared for them. I bought them like so many times and gave them away, sold them, whatever. Yes. Yeah, Rubrica is the name of the record indeed. Sorry, I forgot to say it. So, hello, Russell. Yeah, well, I had to cancel. I was supposed to go away, and because of the snake bite and all that, like they told me, keep calm, don't overdo yourself. Yeah, totally, it is jazz. Yeah, well. Oh, thank you, Faust. Yeah, that is pretty cool, I think. Yeah, I want to play. I could play this whole record. It's such a cool record. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. He produced Homeboy, Sister Al, where Donche almost like raps on it. It's featuring also backup singing by her, Elie Medeiros, and even like one guy, the bass player of Magma. Yeah, Elie and Jack No, sure, but Elie Medeiros and was an item with Ramucho, and they had a hit together called that goes Toi, toi, mon toi, 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 mon tout, mon toi, et les fourmis par terre. Quite abstract, surrealist pop song, like really poppy. Well, it still plays on the radio in France, and that made their career. Bye, Marius. A little somber here. Quite to my liking, huh? So I showed you and played like the Still Life record, my most exciting find. But now I'm gonna play the, as Michael likes to say, the big gun. Okay, yeah. Well, there's 3 Ramucho Mata albums plus some stuff with Elie. I mean on vinyl. No, there's 4 actually. And the one on Mosquito with the black cover, that is not where with the others. Here goes my filing system. And there's let me see. I'm just going randomly. Oh, look at that. Matthew Ship Duo with William Parker. Here's a pretty unusual and cool Ramucho Mata record. on Mosquito. Here is Ramucho, cover made by Eli Medeiros, with Brian Gizen. Kick junk. Is that a joke? Hello Thomas. Yeah, totally. There's often a cinematic quality to his stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I can, Christopher. I'll play some more. Aha, no, even more crazy. Pona, nice to see you. It's been a long time. Oh, I didn't know that he mentioned me in a podcast. I don't know that podcast, Electronically Yours. Give me a link. So this is a monster, the record I'm playing right now. And no, it's not Mev. ...1977, triple LP... ...6 und 5 sehen, Action... ...in Bologna... Hermann Nitsch, the Total Art Master. Here is some of the booklet. Amazing. With a fold-out score. I don't know if I can do it justice. Let me try. And lots of explanation about the piece and lots of documentation. Because this is the recording of a performance, of course. Not easy stuff. Hermann Nitsch went to prison because of his art. Here it's a nice little shout out where you can see the conceptualization and the actual result. This is not a common record. Yeah, it's a good one, to be honest. Oh, I was about to play some more disco stuff for you. Maybe you watch it later. Hey Bob. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. He has a lot of stuff that he released on CD, CDR. I have almost all of them. He was doing like art editions, collaboration with artists. A lot of these only came out in like 10 copies, 20 copies, I was lucky enough to. Basically, how it came about is I first bought one of his records, not this one, the other one, and I had my radio show in Paris, like this in a way, but like on FM, and I just looked him up in the phone book, invited him to talk, and we became friends, and I hung out with him. I was selling records to him as well, helping him find records, and he used to be a Peter Pan. A lot of folks warned me about him, that he was someone who would be your friend and then cut you off, like. And he kind of does these kind of things. We're good, but at one point it was a little, stuff happens with him. Yes, that was an adder. Like in Sweden, we only have 3 types of snake. One is not poisonous, one is very uncommon, and the adder is very common. I don't know how many types of adder there is. This one, I mean, it's not that it's crawling everywhere. I don't see an adder every month or even every year for the matter, but they're common here. But they're very small. Yeah. True that. But Hermann Nitsch, avant-garde brass, sacred, profane performance is disco in a way. In spirit, everyone is allowed, and everyone is on the same level. Everyone is merging, like almost like in a Brian Usna kind of way. Shit, I didn't know I was gonna make a Brian Usna reference. Society. How small? Well, that's pretty small, right? They can be like that, but not much more. Totally, yeah. The thing is, I'm still like learning about Hermann Nitsch. I don't know how much he benefited from this, because he was like a guru figure as well. And a lot of people did go full in his, how would you put it? His his crazy ideas, his delirium. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah. But you know what they say about venomous creatures? The smaller they are, well, in this case it's not totally true, thankfully for me. Gets you so good. Salut Yvan. (1977). Yeah. Well, let the fight begin. How often do you listen to get to listen to Hermann Nitsch in the VC? With the nice, always the Italian stamp on the record. I must say, Steve, I got it for a really, really nice price. So. Now let's go to South Africa. No Zinja, yeah. His first album on Warp, probably the last new electronic artist on Warp I was interested in. Of course, he was first discovered by Honest John. This is music he played in the north of South Africa. Of course, based on the dances, and this is the right speed. Yeah. 180 BPM is the usual speed for his tracks. So he usually does these tracks for different dance groups, female, male. He used to drive around in the north of South Africa from village to village with his disco mobile, his van with his sound system, and organize parties like that. I was was actually starting to feel I've chatted a lot. I need some... yeah, from Hermann Nitsch to Shangan Electro. As 808 reminded me. It's pretty amazing. I really love dance music when it's effective and it's body music and it challenges you some way. Which this does, this rhythm. I mean, this is the same tempo as a punk track, like a pogo track, 180. But it's also psychedelic. Surgeon, I love Surgeon, but it's not as swingy as this. Well, I don't know if this is swingy, but this is... this is so unique, which is like... what else is interesting? What else is interesting? Huh? Maybe a Cuban electroacoustic record. Cuban pressing only, not the best pressing.
Finally sounded like a stampede of wild horses.
Curated by Juan Blanco, who has done amazing records. But this is Fernando Rodriguez, El Otro Huevo de la Serpiente. Ah, is there a theme tonight? Well, cheers to that. Hey John, nice to see you. Yeah. Things at least as much as important as music. But very nice to see you, John. Yeah, it was a fun stream so far, and I thought I'm so tired. I thought I wouldn't like hold the distance maybe tonight, but good energy tonight. Which with the 2-hour mark, time to do the usual annoying thing if you get annoyed by this, and I'm already a bit tipsy, so I'm not annoyed by myself right now, or am I? But yeah, please do put a thumbs up on the video if you like it. That's always good. Leave a comment if you're watching this after the fact, and even if you're watching it right now with us. And if you like the stream and want to support the channel, you can always leave a little tip, or a big one if you want, in the coffee jar, the coffee link in the description of the video. This helps a lot the show, so that this can keep on, both for me to find new stuff, but also to keep getting challenged by what I can. When I find this record that I don't know if it's worth getting, but I think maybe for the stream it would be good, and it helps grease the the engines. Yeah, that could happen. Yeah. Later, mon ami. Yeah. Hope you had fun tonight with. Oh, I know you got at least one record. Apparently, John. Yeah, I think. I spent the whole morning and beginning of the afternoon or some of the afternoon, but no one has complained yet today. Huh? Yeah, so this is. I used to be obsessed with records from Cuba, avant-garde records. There's not that many. Cuba, communist country, so as in Russia and most Iron Curtain countries, only one label, one state funded and controlled label. In the case of Cuba, I'm not fluent at all in Spanish, Cuban, but it's twofold. This is Egrem, Erto. So sometimes I see Cuban records with the name Egrem for the label, and sometimes with Erto, and sometimes both. But yeah, this is it. And of course, it's Cuban from '87. This, so no English liner notes. And it's pretty good. There was an electronic music studio in the national radio of Cuba, and not many records were produced there. From my count, 7, including 2 7-inches, and I have 5 of them. One is not good, one I don't have, and the others are all great. And the one that is not good, I had a conversation about this with Chris Cole, John Coltrane 68, I think. He does videos on YouTube as well, and he got the one that's not good, and I was telling him, and not because I wanted to, put salt on the wound, but we had an honest discussion, and as it was happening, he realized that the person who sold him the record made a mistake and put the wrong record inside, and the record inside was the best one of the 5. Hopefully. Have a great evening, Thomas, and thank you for the tip in the coffee jar. Much appreciated, as usual. Oh, John. Thank you, John, for leaving a tip as well. Even if you only were here for a short time. This is like someone was talking about John Carpenter earlier. This is not John Carpenter, but it is quite eerie. This is synthesizer rather than electronic, this part of the track, but yeah. Ah, nice. Well, you won't be surprised on which side I fall. Yeah, with these records you do with what you find. You can't be too fussy. There's one record. Maybe I'll show them all in one stream or video. But it's just already just the concept of these avant-garde electronic records from Cuba. It's already pretty cool. Next one is for you, Sean Coltrane. Earlier today we were discussing library soundtracks, so I pulled a couple. So even if I don't read Spanish well, I can figure out that it says that the title of this references the Ingmar Bergman movie El Huevo de la Serpiente, which is, I believe it's the serpent's egg, which would be Bergman's only American movie, featuring Max von Sydow, the Swedish actor, but still an American movie. And which is about the Jewish massacres by the Nazis. Sabra and Shatila. So when you think about this music and you think of the Holocaust at the same time, that's what you're supposed to do. Quite intense when you put that in perspective. It makes me think, to be honest, it's weird, but of the Stephen King, Arnold Schwarzenegger sci-fi movie, what was it called? Running Man? That would be a perfect soundtrack for Running Man. Not a good movie, but still fun. Hello Nathan, nice to see you. I'm not sure I remember having seen you here yet, but I'm glad you are. Nathan is a pretty good dude from the VC who usually have some really good insights, I must say. I've never got a chance to tell him that, but here it is. Now time for some library soundtrack for a call. No, you deserve it. Hello, Charles. Studio G is a British library soundtrack label. One of, I would say one of the best ones. At least one with the highest hit rate. So all of these tracks are made by James Asher. James Asher has done a lot of great futuristic sounding library soundtracks. This one is all over the place. It's called Abstracts. Could be anything. This is the most rock track in a way. I'll play another one from this software. I'm glad you liked it. It's not even the best track from the album, but I wanted to listen to it tonight. Yeah, totally. This has totally like a whimsical prog, like heavy prog feel with tons of effects. Yeah. But wait till I play the drum track. This is one of these library soundtracks that it's not super hype, but I would say almost all the tracks are good on this one, which is a rare case. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I'm jealous. Is it an original or a reissue? I think it's a reissue if you say double LP. There's only Emiliani, I only know of one double LP of his, which is the percussion one, if we're talking originals. This is pretty sweet. And now I hope I'm at the track I was meaning to play next. Yeah. Now you can imagine why these records are sold out, or were sold out by beat makers, hip-hop producers. Yeah, this is just this is the shit. But there's one other. It wasn't actually the track I wanted to play. I realize now. I think. Let me double check quickly. Yeah, that was the one I meant to play. But that track was fantastic as well. Oh yeah, because everyone is late on this. Even when I started in the late 90s, I was already a bit late, and I didn't have the means back then, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have killed it. If you were focused on library soundtracks and had money in the late 90s, and when I say had money, just like a salary, I was still a student. Oh my god. Yeah, like the country, like the main countries are France, Italy, and Britain, and the UK. There's some German. Yeah, Germany is quite okay as well, to be honest. With Color Sound and quite a few. The US is not that good. The Themes label has quite a few stunner soul records that are library soundtracks, but and a few others. Canada has quite a few, but it's not that good. Alright, I'm not sure I know that one. But when I started to buy these records, there was no book, the only way you would know about it is finding the records or talking with the few dealers that were the guys who were specialized in that. How were you a library soundtrack specialized dealer in the 90s? Well, you made yourself known to Madlib. What's the name of the guy? The guy who did Donut. I forget. Like basically American DJs or beat makers who would mine these records for samples. But the culture was And now for a little bit of blues. So yeah, that was James Asher. We listened to 3 tracks from Studio G Abstracts LP. We listened to Percussion Shop, Vertigo, and Fairground Ghost, described in order as fast, pacey, dramatic, unstable panic, out of focus, avant-garde action for the rock, the psychedelic rock tune. Thank you, Ivan. JD Lara. The musician who did the Donut album. He's the album he did while he was laying in the hospital, waiting to pass away, unfortunately. Are you sure of that call? Probably it makes sense, but I wasn't sure that he was into library as like one of his main source for samples. So now it's just a nice little record, nothing special. It's the Kenny Drew Trio. your soft eyes. With Mats Winding on bass and Ed Pipen on drums. On the Soul Note label from Italy that everyone is talking about nowadays. Or all the jazz heads. This is probably super cheap, yet this is the best track of the album, to be honest. It's good, but it's quite normal jazz in a way. Yeah, this was recorded in Italy, in Milano, in '81. It's just a good bluesy jazz tune. And it's the composition of the bass player of Mats. I got this 25 years ago. One of my earliest jazz halls. Really, actually, my very first big jazz hall when I bought I was in this shop nearby the Sacré-Cœur in Paris, and I bought probably 15 Soul Note Black Saint records in one go, and that was one of them. One that not my favorite one of the whole, but I still listen to that track every now and then. It's a good, nice tune. Good bass playing. I mean, everyone is good there. Well, I'm doing this. How put me in touch? I could do it, probably, yeah. If someone wants me to do an NTS show, make it happen. Alright, 2.5 hours. We did it. Which means we're close to the end. How shall I end this? With another great library soundtrack. Just look at the name, Unique Scrabble. I mean, come on. Isn't that like a little nice thing, huh? It's very Gershwinish. Yeah, you can definitely the piano playing there. So you can almost. It's kind of like riffs at or from Rhapsody in Blues. Alright. I love Gershwin, by the way. Rhapsody in Blue, I know it's so cliche and it's like the poor man's jazz, some people say, but usually when I go like run, jog. My two go-to tracks are Rhapsody in Blues and Our Meanings, Our Feelings by Michel Portal. This is the soundtrack of me running, exercising. It's nice, huh, Rufan? I didn't get to play one of my absolute favorite covers that I had prepared to show and discuss. Next time. Maybe I managed to get next week off, guys, unfortunately, because I missed this week. If I can afford it next weekend, I will have a little escapade. My favorite free jazz record, huh? Depends what you say, what you're calling free, but yeah, it's Babi by Milford Graves for sure. Kenny Drew Trio. Your Soft Eye. And now a little record on the label that probably has been one of the two most consistent labels of the past 10-15 years. And I mean, the most consistent label of the past 10 years has been Death of Rave. But Pan has a much bigger output. Seal screen PVC jacket. Oh, the Randall and what's her name? Priscilla and Barton and Priscilla McLean. Yeah, I love them. I have all their records. It's a great dollar bean find. Wow, that is. I get goosebumps reading you call now. Hello, Bat. Oh, Bat at the last minute, huh? Maybe we shall continue a little more for Bat. Bonsoir, Bat. This was supposed to be the last track, Bat, but now that you're here, maybe you're... This is Lee Gamble, by the way. It's... I'll show you the label, because there's no information on the jacket. The jacket is the PVC seal screen. It's a nice little, like, mid-tempo dance track. Like, quite grungy. All the sounds are good. You can even hear that this is not like a computer shit. We play some more for Bat, huh? The kind of tracks I buy with intention of mixing it, DJing it for clubs, and then I realize that's not gonna work in a club. Maybe, but not really. You have to be a bit sneaky. It's not like it's a bit too nice in a way. But maybe during a daytime session, that would be quite good. Cheers 808. Yeah. It's a good dance track. It's just easy in a good way. Thank you, Angela. Yeah. I had a lot of fun today. And it was, quite easy, but it's not over because of friggin' Batmanian, huh? Another dance track.
Kick man, have it now. Kick that, man. Kick that, have it. Kick that, man, have it. Man, have it. Kick. Man, have it. Kick that. Have it. Kick that, man.
You don't have to have it. Kick that, man. Have it. Kick it.
Kick. That. How about that kick man? That kick man having. Man having that kick. Kick having that man. Man kick. How about that? How about that man kick? That man. Kick having. Kick, have it, man, that. Have it, man, that kick. That kick, have it, man. Man, that kick, have it. Man, have it. Man, that have it. That have it, kick, man. Have it. Kick that man. Kick that, have it, man. I have it, kick man. Have it, man. Kick that. Man, kick that, have it. Yes, man, have it. That man, have it. Man, have it. Kick that. Have it. Kick that, man. Kick, man. Have it, that. Have it, that kick, man. Kick, man, have it. Man, have it, that kick.
He does. Yes, hello, S of 10 victims. It was Lee Gamble. My favorite EP of his. And now it's Ramucho Mata with Brian Giesen. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic track, but here's something a little bit special. I love this. This is one of the earliest Matthew Shipp releases. It's 7-inch, him and Joe with William Parker on bass. Yeah, two of the greatest. Yeah, the greatest current jazz musicians. Even, I mean, William Parker, he feels like a modern musician, but he's been around since the late 70s. Matthew Shipp, he's like what now? He's like 55 years old or so? Well, he's still a pup in a way, but yeah. Summertime, Gershwin, free jazz. Oh my god, nice. Yeah, I saw him live quite a few times. It was always great. Matthew Shipp, William Parker, and the percussion guy. They played a lot together. I saw them many times together. It was always fantastic. Home Fidelity, yeah, great label. Well, there is a French dessert called Île Flottante, the floating islands, which is like a, it's made out of egg that you made into a solid foam in a vanilla sauce. What a tangent, huh? But yeah, I'll play one more, maybe two songs, and man, God, we're almost at 3 hours. It's tempting, isn't it? Let's see if someone left a little tip. Oh my God, I'm being bad now. Oh, I'm so bad. Vinyl Joe, thank you, Vinyl Joe. Matt, thank you. Marcos, thank you so much. literally opened the record I'm gonna play. So I know it very, very, very well. How about that version of Summertime then, huh? I had prepared a few records tonight from some unusual records from les structures sonores lasserie bachet. But I'm not going to end it with that because it's quite abstract and it's quite nice. I mean, here are the instruments, but someone used these instruments in a very potent way in a Hollywood movie. And that person used to be the drummer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That person is, of course, Cliff Martinez, who also used to be the very last drummer of the Captain Beefheart Magic Band. And since his very first movie, Sex, Lies and Video, he's been the main composer for Steven Soderbergh, and this is his soundtrack for the remake of Solaris by Steven Soderbergh, a movie I saw on a Wednesday morning, the day it was released, and I think it's a very misunderstood movie, underrated as it gets, and the soundtrack, absolutely stunning stuff. Using these, eerie percussions you can hear now. It's a very special movie in Soderbergh's career. It's the only time he did the editing himself. He did it under another name because you can't do that in Hollywood. I love the Tarkovsky movie, I don't love it. I love the idea of it, the soundtrack by Artemiev, but I think it's a little bit of a drag. And I think Soderbergh did an incredibly smart job with that movie. I haven't watched it in a long time. I only watched it a couple of times. I think it was very difficult to market the right way. But the soundtrack for me plays a huge part in this. It was originally only released on CD, and that CD I bought it maybe 3 times, and then it was issued on vinyl, in Nevada, obviously, in the 2010s or so. Not the greatest pressing, but yeah. when I saw the movie, I saw it in the morning, and I remember calling a friend of mine and telling him, it's a great movie, but don't watch it in the morning because you'll live with it in your hand for a whole day. It's a very beautiful but very depressing movie when you think about it. And I guess the music is just perfect. It the very first soundtrack that Cliff Martinez did, Sex, Lies and Video, is amazing. It's an amazing ambient soundtrack. I think I have it somewhere here. I'll just put the main theme quickly on. Oh yeah, here it is. Cliff Martinez. When he did that in 1989, yeah, he was. I mean, it was not long after he left the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Freaking good soundtrack. Freaking even better than the movie, in my opinion. It's a good movie, but. It is, and so these eerie instruments were created by two brothers, two French engineers, two guys who had amazing life. One was a spy for France, and they were both captains of industry. They both lived long lives, and they designed and created these instruments made out of metal sculptures. They even invented an instrument called the crystal organ, which you basically play the keys with water. And their instruments are so special, but totally, like, they never got mainstream attention. One of the biggest fan of them is Jack Dangers from Midbeat Manifesto, but obviously Cliff Martinez, who sought them out to buy some of their sonic sculptures to create this soundtrack to great effect. He has. I've interviewed him twice for these movies, and unfortunately he was not very talkative. He's a very special individual. Tom Rechion, who I played the Still Life record, is friends with him and told me that he's like a very cool dude, which I believe totally. But he is very much in his world and not prone on self-analysis. No, he doesn't have the biggest ego. Let's put it that way. And yeah, I guess I'll let the next track run and hope everyone a good night. This is my favorite track, by the way, of the soundtrack, with more syncopation. Well, not really syncopation, but kind of. So I hope, as we're reaching for 3 hours, I hope everyone had a nice evening. Russell, Ivan, thank you so much for the tipping in the coffee jar, in the coffee link in the description of the video. Tonight I have some people to thank. Let me get back to it. Thank you, Sean, the Vinyl Dreamscape, Thomas Corcoran, Gidget, Colestrain, This, Seeking a Fred, John Levinson, Vinyl Joe, Bat, Marcos, Russell and Ivan K. All you guys, thank you for supporting the show and making this every week hopefully as good, if not better, than the week before. And anyone who wants to support the channel, there's no time prescription, and everyone here, I appreciate everyone. I hope you had fun with all of us tonight. This was good. Yeah, of course, yeah, absolutely, Queen Davis. But I think that Soderbergh did something quite unusual with his version of the novel, because he didn't do a remake of the Tarkovsky movie. It's just another adaptation of the same novel by Stanislas Lem. They were published in tracks in French, so thank you, Steve. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. You were there since the beginning, Digler. You know what? You'll be mad. I have the original 10 inches of the ooh. Not all of them, but quite a few. Cheers. Ivan K. Of course. Tupelo, nice. See you next week, or in 2 weeks maybe.